Now we are ready. So what we are going to do for next say 45 minutes is that since you don't have to do breath, one of the easiest way to do is to contemplate on Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. This is another out of the 20 odd methods what I said. It is Buddhanusati is one, Dhammanusati is another one, Sanghanusati, then you have Marananusati, Devatanusati. So you have and Chaganusati. These are the 6 anusatis what can be done. Now what happens when we do this as a meditation object or subject is that it will cut out the thoughts. So vitakka is removed and instead it is savitakka. Then vichara is removed, becomes savichara. Then you get into piti, sukha, ekagata. Okay, so this is the thing what is going to happen when we do by this approach. Are you okay with this?
Yes.
Okay, now what should I do? So let's say today we'll only take Buddha. So what we're going to do is we are going to do the Buddha Guna Vandana. Okay, so you can relax, you can close your eyes, you can keep your eyes open, however it is, but you need to reflect on the qualities of the Buddha, not as a person, as a quality. So when we are meditating, we should look at the qualities. Okay, so I will just read out the Buddhanusati.
Okay.
Uh, so you know it, but still I will read out and then we will go a deep dive into that and how to meditate. So now we'll get into samatha, so tranquility. So by reciting in the mind, you get into the tranquil state of the mind. Then we do the mental thought or mental thinking, which will get you the vipassana, that is investigation on the Buddha Guna. Then we do an Anupassana, which will get into the deep dive or you get into the experience of Buddha. This is also there in the Uposatta Sutta. Uh,
Okay.
okay, so now we will start. Are you ready? Are you
Yes. Yes,
sitting
I
in a
am
very
ready.
comfortable position?
I'm sitting on my bed, so I'm very comfortable.
Okay, so let's start. Itipiso bhagava arham सम्मा सम्बुद्धो विद्याचरणसम्पन्नो सुगतो लोकविदु अनुत्तरो पुरिसधम्मसारथि सत्ता देवमनुस्सानं बुद्धो bhagava iti. So now this is what we did. You can mentally recite for 7 times.
7 times. Okay.
You can
Just
do
the Itipiso Bhagava Arahat.
yes. That just mentally do that for 7 times.
Okay.
You can do with closed eyes, you can do it open eyes.
Okay. I'll do close eyes. So
You
7 times.
yes, I'm also doing closed eyes 7 times. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, good. So how did you feel? What do you feel now?
I felt very calm,
Okay,
and I could feel little bits, and my mind was going a little bit of little body pains.
okay,
Then it calmed again, and then it went into subtle energy. I could feel the energy moving.
okay. Very nice. So now what we are going to do is we are turning it into a Vipassana. So first and foremost, before doing that, I will tell you why this 7 times. Okay.
Okay.
Seven is a number which is treated sacred in Buddhism as well as Hinduism. So there is a reason behind it is that 7 into 4 is 28. So the menstrual cycle is 28 days, and then the moon cycle is 14 days. So if you
Yes.
look at the Uposatha, it is 14 days. That is full moon and new moon.
Okay.
So that turns out to be 28 days. So the energy is at peak and 14th day. And again, energy is at peak and 28th day.
Okay.
So the mental or the mind can get distracted very easily on 14th and 28th day.
Okay.
So on that day, generally we don't give food to the body and to the mind. So in that way, the mind can be controlled or put in peace. Now coming to the 7 times. First 3 times represent a state of mind which is disturbed.
Okay.
Next two of them you find calmness.
Yes.
And the last two will give you a chance for penetration.
Okay.
So now when we do 7 times, you are ready for penetrating.
Okay.
So if we take a different object other than breath, then we have to do that for 7 times.
Okay.
So tomorrow, if we were to do the Dhammanusati, and day after tomorrow, Sanghanusati, then Devatanusati, like that, then we have to do it 7 times.
The chanting.
Chanting in the mind so that the vitakka is gone.
Okay.
So vitakka vichara, when it is left, you get into piti, the second jhana. And once that fades away, you get into sukha. Then you get into ekagat. That's the fourth jhana. Okay, so you can do this by these two approaches, that is one by breath and another one by this. So most people or most of the monasteries or the monks or the bhantes or
Mm.
theros, they stress upon breath because then that's the most easiest than doing through the Buddha Vandana and the Dhamma and Sangha and all that. So you have two
Mm.
approaches basically to get the same output.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's get into the second part of it. The second part is you're ready for investigation. So now we'll go word by word and see how it is, how Buddha or how Gautama became Buddha, what qualities made him to become a Buddha. And the third one, when we do the Anupassana, we are going to look at what I don't have and what Buddha has, and the gap between what I have and what I don't have will tell me the state of my mind presently, whether I am at Sotapanna level or a Sakadagami level or Anagami level or Arhat level.
Okay.
Yep. So that is how we can evaluate by these 6 anusatis.
Okay.
So let's start with the first line, which says Iti pi so bhagava arham samma sambuddho. Iti in Pali and in Sanskrit means because.
Mm.
Iti is because of. So means he, that person, Bhagava. Now it's from three words, Bha and Ga and Va becomes Bhagava. It means number one, Bhava. If we take, it's something which comes and goes. So arising and passing away. So it becomes. So when something arises and passing away and arising, passing away, arising, passing away, it becomes something all the time. And Ga is the relationship between the bhava and the existential reality, what the being would like to have.
Mm.
So generally, every being would like to have the continuity, bhava, want to exist. So it wants to exist in kama, it wants to exist in rupa, it wants to exist in arupa. So that means continued existence. And va would be type of beings, different types and different classes of beings. So Bhagava means one who knows the arising and passing away of all the beings in terms of what is getting into becoming, the bhava, and how the jati happens, the birth happens, and their relationship with that, what would be the kind of being that is going to come out. So this person knows all these in detail.
Okay.
Okay. And then we come to Arhat or Arham. Ari means enemies. Or Han means to cut. One who has cut the enemies. There are three enemies. One is Raga, one is Dvesha, and one is Moha. And also there is Tanha, which is craving, Ditti, the views, Mana, vanity, like that.
Mm. Yes.
So a person who has completely removed Raga, Dvesha, Moha in his life is an Arhat.
Arhat.
Now, Samma Sambuddho. Samma is proper. Sambuddha is, the Buddha is about Four Noble Truths. One who has understood the Four Noble Truths for himself without the need of a teacher. And
Mm.
hence it is Sambuddha, not just Buddha, a Buddha. So when we talk about Bodhi, it means the Four Noble Truths. The Dukkha Samudaya, Dukkha Nirodha, and Dukkha Nirodhagamini Patipada in 12 different ways, which is there in the Sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta.
Yes.
So he understood on his own, and he did it on his own strength. And also, he doesn't go into extremes. He found two extremes. One, the person's going towards sensuality, and one going towards where the person will torture his body and mind. Okay, so then comes two vadas, Sasattavada and Uchchedavada.
Yes.
Sasattavada means one who believes that there is some creator or something which takes care of everything. So they go into a different austerity that is torturing to ensure that the gods are appeased.
Okay.
And the Uchchedavada means annihilationist who believes that there's nothing that is happening, there's nothing called karma, there's nothing called rebirth, there is
Mm.
nothing at all per
Yes.
se. Okay, so they would like to make sure that they enjoy their life. So kama sukhalu kanu yogo. So one who wants to appease the god, another one who would like to enjoy life because he or she believes that there is no rebirth. Okay, so some Buddha is one who will not go to either of the extreme, or rather, Buddha is one who doesn't go to any extreme. Okay, and he has found it for himself. Now we come to the next section, which is the Vijja Charana Sampanna. Vijja is the knowledge. Charana is how he followed it, or the features, or the qualities. So there are 6 Vijjas.
Mm.
Out of that, there are 3 Vijjas which are important, and
Mm.
3 comes due to experience. The first Vijja is Dibbasota,
Dibbasota.
divine ear, ability to hear the this world and other worlds,
Wow. Okay.
and all the worlds. That is the Niraya, the human and the animals and all that, the Deva and the Brahma, like that. Dibba Chakku, you can see the beings in every realm. There are 31 realms. In each realm, he can see the beings with his eyes. Then the third one is Parachitta Vijnana Jnana.
Yes.
Parachitta is somebody's mind. So the person gets the ability to read somebody's mind. Then the fourth one is Ubbe Nivanusati Jnana. So he can collect all his past life from every eon,
Yes.
from the time the consciousness has taken birth till today. Then Chuti Papata Jnana. This means the person is able to see the passing away and rebirth of all the beings according to their karma or
Yes.
the deeds done, and how the mind picks up the last moment, which is when the Abhidhamma was created or
Mm.
explained, is that the last Chuti.
Mm.
At that time, the Javana Chitta, the 7 in numbers, and they pick up, they vibrate and they pick up. And then you get the Patisandhi moment when it joins.
Mm.
So the last thought which appears, which is strong, will appear,
Mm.
and that takes on the life. So the consciousness gets attached with this thought. This is how the Nama and Rupa is formed.
Mm.
So this is basically how this jnana comes. And last one is the asavakkhaya jnana.
Mm.
So he has the knowledge and wisdom of how to remove the taints and knows for himself that the taints or the defilements or the impurities are removed.
Mm.
This is the vijja. So we need to reflect on the vijja. Te Vijja is 3 Vijjas. So then
Mm.
there are 3 Vijjas normally explained in the Buddha Dhamma is Pubbe Nivasa Nivasanusati Jnana, Stuti Papata Jnana, Asavakhaya Jnana.
Mm.
These are the three jnanas, and the three things which come because of that is the Dipa Sota, Dipa Chakku, and Parachitta Vijnana Jnana.
Mm.
So the six. So when we now get into Vipassana, we need to look at these
Mm.
six.
Mm.
Then we come to the Charana Dhamma. There are 15 of them as Charana Dhamma.
Mm.
The first is the Sila. There are 44 Silas indicated in the Lekhana Sutta, and Buddha has mastered all 44, no defects. We are supposed to master 8 of them as lay followers in the sense of Uposatta, whereas 5 precepts are going to be there all the time. So if we were to break the sila, then we know that we have broken the sila and we have to fix the sila.
Yes.
So the reflection is all about, I have broken it, now I'm fixing it. I have broken it, I'm fixing it. By which method? We are ensuring that it remains intact. So when the sila is strong, the samadhi happens. When the samadhi is strong, panya happens. Sila, samadhi, panya. Yesterday we have gone through it, but that's exactly what we are aiming at when it comes to this. So in the case of the Buddha, it is unbroken sila. Yes, Anna.
Uh, just a quick. So, as a layperson, we are only asked to keep the 8 precepts.
Correct.
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 Okay. Thank you.
Only 8. Do not have to keep anything else, because anything else is not possible for a layperson. So that's sufficient. So what it would do, if I am able to keep the 8 precepts on the Uposatta day, then I can go till Anagami state. So during the Chuti Papata, sorry, during the Chuti, that is during the death, the mind establishes in the Brahma realm of existence, where there is no need to come back into the womb existence. So, and hence 8 sealers are sufficient.
Only during the 14th and the 28th.
Yeah, because the energy is strong.
Okay.
Other days, 5 sealer is good enough.
Okay.
Then we come to the Indriya Samvara, guarding of sense door. This itself is one big subject for meditation. How to close the eyes from the sight, how to close the ears from the sound, like that. And we can take it up later, but what we need to understand here is that Buddha was able to find way to guard the senses from the or the sense doors from the senses, from the appropriate senses. Okay, so earlier, before Buddha, they used to try various methods to cut the senses from the sense object. And there were people or ascetics who used to cut their nose, burn their eyes, put some hot oil into ears, and like that. There are certain suttas where these Brahmins come and ask the Buddha that this is how they are doing the Indriya Samvar, that they would like to go dumb, they would like to go blind, and they would like to go deaf. And Buddha says that by doing that, you're torturing it. It's not going to end your Indriya Samvar. So the objective is to control or put a restraint on the senses so that the consciousness doesn't get out into the sense object.
Okay.
So he has done it. So we need to reflect upon Indriya Samvara. Then the next one is Bhojane Matyanutta, moderation in eating. And what does it mean? So there are a lot of theories associated with it. It means when you're hungry, eat it. Don't eat it like an adornment. Don't eat it like an entertainment. Don't eat it because you love to eat it. You have to treat it like flesh without which you cannot survive.
Mm.
So in the Puttamamsa Sutta, he says that one should eat as though he is eating his own son,
Mm.
and that's eating. So to quench the hunger, to remove the thirst, I'm eating and drinking, and it's not that I'm doing something for enjoyment. Then the next one is Jagarya Nuyogo, wakefulness, which brings in the situational awareness of what is happening. So the person does not sleep unless the body requires sleep. So by constantly reflecting on the Buddha Dhamma, the sleep will reduce. It will only take that much what is required for the body, and the remaining time is available for meditation or contemplation or whatever that activity that can be done. Then 5 to 11 are Saddhamma, the 7 attributes of a good and virtuous man. So they are Saddha, faith; Sati, remembrance; Hiri, moral shame; Vattappa is moral dread; Bahu, Satcha, great learning; Virya, energy or diligence; Panya is the wisdom. These are the Saddhamma, 7 of them. And then 4 jhanas are the samadhi states. So these are
Mm.
the charana dhamma. So vijja charana sampanno is one who has got 6 vijjas and 15 charana dhamma, starting with sila, indriya samvara, bhojana matyanutta, jagari, yanu yoga, saddhamma, then 4 jhanas.
Mm.
And he got all of them by himself, and hence again Samma Sambuddha. Then Sugati. Su is good and Gati is the destiny or where it is going to land. So he has found the final destination wherein there is no further arising and passing away in any existence. Then comes Lokavidu. Loka translated as world. Vidu is the nature or the way of the world. So Loka comes into existence due to 6 senses.
Yes.
He understands all the 6 senses and what is coming and what is going. So there are 3 kinds of loka. Tatta loka, which is world of beings.
Mm.
Sankhara loka, world of mental formation. Okasa loka, world of things. Whatever the thing that is made through the nama and rupa, that is the okasa loka. This is a person who knows all the 3 loka is lokavidu. He knows how it is formed. Anuttara. Uttara can be translated as north. Anuttara is unmatched. Purisa Dhamma Sarati. Purisa is a being. Dhamma Sarati is that a charioteer showing the Dhamma to the person who is sitting on the chariot. For whom? For Satta and Deva Manussanam. Satta is in Sanskrit Sattva,
Mm.
which means a being which can have senses, Deva Manusa is Deva is the god and Manusa is humans.
Human.
Buddha is the Four Noble Truth. Bhagava iti, we already covered it. So now we know the meaning of iti piso Bhagava Arahan Samma Sambuddho Vijja Charana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manussanam Buddho Bhagava iti. Now what I should do? This is the Vipassana. We can do this for hours together, reflecting upon or investigating upon the nature of the Buddha. Let's say I can do it for 2-3 hours at a stretch, doing whatever I'm doing. Let's say I'm working out, I'm doing kitchen work, or I'm doing office work, I'm attending meeting, or whatever I'm doing. At one side, I can be reflecting on the Buddha Dhamma. So I can learn the art of doing it. And then what happens? It automatically takes you to Anupassana. You will experience the Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, these three things, and then Nibbidda, the fourth thing, that is disillusionment, happens. Then Viraga happens, dispassion. Nirodha happens, the cessation happens. Then Patinisagga. Patinisagga is that you end the bonding with the samsara, which means release or vimukti. So when we look at Anupassana, Anupassana involves experiencing anicca nature, dukkha nature, anatta nature, that giving rise to the following things, that is Nibbidda, Viraga, Nirodha, and Patinisagga. 3 plus 4, 7.
7. Okay.
And that would end your meditation subject on how these three things are there using the Buddha. Buddhanuvandana, you can take and experience for the whole day. And as much as you want, you can do it in the all the time, 24 hours, or you want to do it every day, you can do it. So basically, this is the process. So first, when the mind is going here, there, recite on the Buddha Vandana 7 times, and that will cut that thoughts.
Mm.
Can be of worry thought or whatever that is, or it's going in somewhere. And like you were telling me yesterday that the mind goes elsewhere, so you can bring it back. So instead of breath, we can use this.
Mm.
Then ready for Vipassana, investigation. Then we go each word by word. Iti so Bhagava. Then Arham, Samma Sambuddho, Vijja Charana Sampanno, Sugato, Lokavido, Anuttara, Purisa Dhamma Sarati, Satta Deva Manussanam, Buddho Bhagava iti. Now the question comes, how do I understand the anicca nature?
Yes.
Okay. Now how does that experience happen? That experience happens when we truly understand the Charana Dhamma.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a thing what we need to learn about Charana Dhamma.
So the 15 Charana Dhammas.
15 Charana Dhamma, in that the 4 of them are very important. One is Sati, Indriya Samvara, Bhojana Matyanutta, Jagariyanu Yoga.
Okay.
And then we can find out whether we have Saddha, Sati, Iri, Vattappa, Bahusaccha, Virya, 、 , 、 Panya. That will help us to get into the 4 jhanas. And when we have got into it, the khayatena anicca, that will be experienced. That is, you can see that from your childhood till today, you seem to be having the experience of the childhood, but the child is no longer there. You seem to be experienced about the adulthood, but that, or the teenager, that is not there. You seem to have experienced about the adulthood, and that is not there. You seem to experience or youth, and then adulthood, then the middle age, old age. But you seem to have. So now you can see like a witness. You're witnessing this whole thing moving.
Mm.
And that is the dukkha. Why? Because the eye and the sight, ear and the sound, like that, each one of these senses only give you dukkha. You're
Yes.
going behind it, but you'll never get it. And it is anatta. There is no thing over there to call as myself. That is how you experience anicca, dukkha, anatta, and due to that, we will experience the nibbida, dispassion, viraga, sorry, disillusionment, viraga, dispassion, nirodha, cessation, patinisagga, release. So the cheto vimukti happens.
Okay.
Okay. So how to do the anicca, dukkha, anatta, we will do it another day, but this is how we can first get into the Buddha Vandana. Then that helps us to get into the next 7 of them, which is Anupassana. So we are
Mm.
doing, presently we can master or develop our ability in the Samatha and Vipassana.
Okay.
Then we can do the Anupassana. Yes.
So did I understand correctly? So for the samatha, we recite that 7 times.
Mhm.
And when the mind is calm,
Correct.
we then reflect on the samatha, whatever the object that we take. In this instance, it's the Buddha Anupassana.
Correct.
And so that is in sitting meditation.
Yes. You can do it in sitting, you can do it in standing, you can do it walking, eating, whatever. So you can use this for basically everything.
So let's say when I'm working, how can I use the
You
Buddha
can use
Anupassana?
one of it. You can just look at the how Buddha would have cultivated his mind. So out of the entire thing, you can take one of the Charana Dhamma, Sila, or I can take Indriya Sambara, stopping the senses going behind the sense object.
Okay.
Then just do the work as work, not getting attached to anything.
Okay. So you just like an autonomously you're working, but behind the screen you're just attached. Your awareness is on the Buddhanusati
Yes, out of that, Indriya Sambara.
in this.
So let me explain to you what it means. I am working, I am present, I am working. I'm in the office, I'm talking to you, and I'm seeing, I'm doing the video, so I can see this body, I can see the animation happening. But then the I should not get connected saying that it is myself when I see this screen. If I'm getting into that, it means that I have an attachment towards this form which is showing up on the screen. So there is a way out to remove it. So we need to practice that. So we have to take one of these Charana Dhamma, which is easy for us. So generally we can take Sila. Okay. Now when I take Sila, what I can do is ensure that I don't break. So I keep on watching like a third party, like a witness, or like a puppet show,
Okay.
not getting involved with it. And suddenly it clicks. And when it clicks, you know that you're not going to break the Sila.
Okay.
So that is how I can work.
Okay. The object is not to objectify with the awareness, to go and glue it to the object.
Yes, like what I'm giving as an example now, I'm seeing myself in this video. There is no myself here. There's a
Yes.
body here. But if I consider this body is myself, then there's a problem. So it automatically creates Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. The Rupa is seen, so the Vedana happens, that this is me. We're sitting here, then there's a perception that it is myself. I start doing Sankharas. And the consciousness gives me that experience, that me experience is provided by the consciousness.
Yes.
So I'm seeing this video as somebody's. So the mind, when I say the Hadayavat, what we're speaking yesterday, you feel an expansion, or I am feeling an expansion. It's unbound. It's not bound by this body.
Yes.
So that I need to ensure in every situation it is happening.
Right.
So that's the practice.
Okay. So I continue with the Samatha and Vipassana for few times, and then you will guide me into Anupassana later on.
Yes. So first we do this, right? So we can take today and tomorrow for this. So tomorrow we don't have to meet. So tomorrow we can keep today and tomorrow for Samatha and Vipassana. So Samatha you can do elaborated, meaning just focusing on the like recitation in the mind.
Okay.
So you can do 7 into 2, 14, like 21, 28, 42, like that.
Until the mind is calm.
Settled,
Right.
settled. Then you know it is settled.
Okay.
Then you take the Vipassana. You can do for the whole day.
Okay.
Like in that, Itipi, so Bhagava, Arham, Samma, Sambuddha, like that.
Chacharna, yeah. Only the Buddha part.
Yes, Buddha, Bhagava, Iti. So it ends with that, right?
Yeah.
So the
Because then
entire
otherwise it goes after it goes Swakato. So we don't want to take that part.
Swakato is Dhamma.
Yes, correct.
That is
Yeah.
Dhammanusati. So there are 6
Dhamma.
anusatis, 6
Yeah.
reflections.
Yes.
So we have taken only the first reflection, master the first reflection. Then we go to the second reflection.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it makes sense now. I understand.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes. May you attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana.
Same to you. Thank you so much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.